Well, FAKER is basically a solo performance by me, and it's unusual for me because I've never performed a solo performance ever. I've never choreographed a solo performance for me, and I haven't been on stage for over 15 years. So it's kind of a big deal in many respects, and it's kind of an odd thing to be doing at the, in my mid-40s. In 2009, I took 6 months off, chunky move, for the first time in about 11 years. And I think one of the things that came out of that period was wanting to kind of reconnect very much with the initial interests that attracted me to dance. Because I realised after 20-odd years, I wasn't really doing very much of the things that interested me about dance. You know, I wasn't dancing, I wasn't performing, and I really felt this strong interest in reconnecting with that.
I couldn't hear you until I pulled out the headphones. Sing to me, louder, not to the floor, dance bigger, on stage, to me, arm the audience.
Coincidentally, at that same time, I did a rehearsal period with a young dancer. She actually commissioned me to make a solo for her, and we worked together in the studio for a while, and we didn't end up with a solo in the end. In fact, we didn't end up with anything kind of really tangible. Not everything kind of works out the way you want it to. I've now pretty much made a whole work about the work we never made. And that's what the show FAKER is. FAKER is a show about the show that never happened. And the good thing about it, I think, is that rather than being a dancer doing a show, it's actually a choreographer doing a show about what happens in the studio between a choreographer and a dancer. So FAKER is very much about that relationship, and it's also about the tension and the expectations from both sides that are not necessarily met. It's not a total good news story, this one.
That evening, I remember sitting alone in my sister's empty house and feeling unsure as to what was the point. Was this a clever innovation, or was I just bloody desperate, paying you to order me about and treat me like you're doing me some kind of favour?
Why should people be interested in this? And why should people who don't see a lot of dance be interested in a story about a choreographer and a dancer? And it's very important that this story, told in detail through what happens in the studio, actually speaks to something much greater than a relationship between a choreographer and a dancer. And it speaks about ageing, and it speaks about different generations getting along, and it speaks about doubt, and it speaks about the one who's supposed to be the expert and the one who isn't, and who really is the expert. And if you are an expert, what do you really know? And it speaks about exploitation. So while it's all about dance, it's in fact the gut of the piece really is not about dance. It's about all these other things.